It's Clonka and her sisters.
You and your troublemaking videos.
We gotta feel who we are.
Usually people at night pray to God. You guys pray to me. You get down on your hands and knees, and you get your Bible, and you go to your favorite chapter, which is negs, and you leave me a comment that you're praying for me. I am your God's new soul. I am basically your new God.
I'm a preacher. Yeah, I know you guys don't. I am ordained. Serenity now. Serenity now.
Our negs, who art in the attic, hallowed it be thy alpha from Clonopin come, thy food stamps be done in the attic as in the bodega. Give us this day our daily peanut butter, and forgive us our transgressions as we forgive those who transgress against us, who harass against us. Lead us not into good, but deliver us from struggle straps. For thine is grandma house. Oh my God.
It's my stomach, oh yeah. Oh.
Girl, who can make you girl?
Girl.
The world hates me, Pebbles.
Okay, welcome everybody. So as many of you know, we are doing something a little different. For those of you who are new, I generally react to the reactors of Gorl World, like the attic and the bodega, Sam, Yaba. Well, not Sam anymore because frankly, he makes my blood pressure go up. He makes my hernia pain worse. But that's not to say I'll never react to her again. Yeah, so let's get this off the screen. But today we're doing something completely different. We are going to be reacting to Obese to Beast, reacting to Freelee the Banana Girl, reacting to another creator called Sierra Ann. Now, for those of you who don't know the three players, I think most of Gorl World know who Obese to Beast is. And some of you might know who Freelee is. Freelee the Banana Girl, by the way, she got her name changed legally to Freelee, believe it or not. Yeah, that's what I read. She is originally from Australia. She started out on her YouTube career, oh God, over a decade ago, when she was dating some lower life form named called himself Durian Ryder, another Australian. Uh, I guess Freelee got too old for Durian Ryder because Durian Ryder has a type. Yeah, so this is trash talk. This is more lol cow talk. Freelee, that's a name I haven't heard in a few years. Yeah, I thought she stayed in irrelevance. I thought she would have stayed. Good to see you. Good to see you, Wildflower. Yeah, so you know who that player is. Yeah. Now, Freelee's been known to live in the jungles, either in Thailand or somewhere in Central or South America. I have no idea where she is these days. She was a vegan channel promoting veganism, but she promotes some of the most unhealthy of diets. And nowadays, she fancies herself as a nutritionist. Yeah, believe it or not. Spoiler alert, she is not a certified licensed nutritionist with any sort of credentials. She was on some Australian talk show some years ago, arguing with a nutritionist, a certified nutritionist, and felt the certified nutritionist was not a suitable nutritionist because she was a bit overweight. Yeah, a nutritionist that's a bit overweight. Like she wasn't morbidly obese. She was overweight, yeah, but or overweight. Hey Stephanie, good to see you. So, anyways, before I go on, let me greet the chat. Let me formally hello, Alicia, Kitty. No news. Good to see you, Watcher. Who else is here? Who else? Sunshine Country Chickens. I don't think we've seen you here before. Good to have you along for the ride. Kayla, good to see you. Evil Weevil, Tank Girl's Pet Dragon, Wildflower, Stephanie, Zesty Lemon Balm. Yes, indeed. 40 bananas a day was Freelee's big push back in the days. Can you imagine how bound up you must be to eat that many bananas in one day? Ugh. So yeah. So I thought we would do something different today from what I usually do. Don't worry, I'll go back to the reactors of Gore World. I always do. But yeah, it's nuts. Okay. So first she was promoting an all raw diet, and then she promotes a high carb diet, and now it's a completely frugivore diet. I don't know what it is, but she heavily promotes a high fruit day diet. No, I've never tried to eat like her, all fruit, but I have heard of people who have tried. It didn't end well for them, so I don't know how she's still alive and she thinks this is sustainable. But, anyways, in the later years, as she saw her algorithm go down because she had gone into, yes, the vegan community does have their drama. It used to be covered at length by like the Marlowe brothers. People remember Charles and Andrew Marlowe. They both had YouTube channels covering this. Now Charles Marlowe is gone, completely off of YouTube. Andrew is doing some weird thing, but anyways, that's him, But they had their drama, and no more than Freelee and Durian Ryder. Oh God, they've had their scandals, and they're like probably the most. So when she tried, yeah, vegan cheetah, that's Charles Marlowe. Exactly. Okay. So some of you know who the players are, right? Yeah, exactly. Lots of players. Yeah. A lot of them are gone. Some are back. So besides, I mean, Durian Ryder and Freelee back in the day had even more drama than Nikocado Avocado, if that's even possible. And they had their scandals. There was a time she had breast implants put in, and then I don't know, she had them taken out. I don't know if she's had work done to her. She is okay, dear Freelee. I've got a word for you. You're pushing 50. You might want to lay off the crop tops and start covering up a bit. Okay. my PSA for the day. Yeah. Uh-huh. So, anyways, in her latter years of her YouTube career, what she does is she pokes at fat YouTubers. For the most part, they're fat YouTubers. She's gone after she's gone after obviously Amberlyn Reed. She's gone after Chantal, but she's gone after others too who are not part of Girl World. And in this particular video, she's going after a content creator by the name of Sierra Ann. Sierra Ann is an overweight YouTuber, content creator. Mainly, she creates shorts. Sometimes her husband, Kevin, is along for the ride. He happens to be slim. She's overweight. But they seem like a nice young couple. Most of the time, Sierra puts on what I ate in a day videos as a fat girl, basically. Or she talks about her day in these shorts. And sometimes her husband makes an appearance on camera, right? So, but they seem like nice people. They stay in their lane. But she's getting reacted to, Hey, Jessica, good to see you. Yeah. 30 plus, you got to sometimes think about those crop tops. You said so, Tank Girl. You said it, Tank Girl. Yes. So, yeah. Now, so those are the players involved. I'm reacting to Obese to Beast, reacting to Freelee, reacting to Sierra Ann. Okay, Obese to Beast comes off as a nice guy, but I don't think he's all that well informed either, to be honest. And I'm going to point out my opinions where he's gone wrong. Yeah. Hey, Sama, good to see you. Thank you. Yes, this is a fundraiser for me because I'm looking to get hernia repair surgery, which I'm not getting in my provincial healthcare plan because I can't get it in a timely manner because it's deemed elective. Yes. Welcome to the Canadian healthcare system. Yeah. Welcome to that. Thank you, Sama, for putting up the links. Also, my roommate, Mr. Me, he has a channel. It's the Mr. Me and Me show. We put up shorts and it's often funny. Mr. Me is a 61-year-old man child and it's fun. A lot of road rage, but he comes out with such zingers. Anyways, it's fun content. We try to go live from the road when we're driving on the road. So we take you along for the drive. So go check us out there. Hello, Doris. I do carnivore, so Freelee is a reflexive yuck to me, but her terrible eating habits are the least of her issues. Yes, you're right about that. I respectfully disagree with the carnivore diet, but you're right about Freelee. You're absolutely right about Freelee. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just going to give you my opinion. Yeah, this is my socials if you want to follow me there. Thank you, Sama, for putting up the links. Okay, well, thank you for dropping the links, Sama. Much appreciated. So, anyways, first I want to put up. You do too, Stephanie? Okay. I disagree with it, but I'm not going to discuss that today, or I'm going to try and avoid that today. I'm going to try and avoid that today. I am vegan. For those of you who don't know, I am a fat, old, cranky vegan. That's me. And I've been vegan for several years now. Before that, I was a vegetarian. I had become vegetarian during my youth because I discovered I couldn't digest meat. I couldn't digest dairy. And I don't like eggs. No, I don't. And then I became vegan largely for the animals. So there was that. Hernias are considered elective, Tank Girl. Indeed, they are. Yeah, I know they can cause, and I am being very careful. Okay. Fair enough, Steph. I'm not here to tell you how to eat. This is not what this stream is about. I'm going to provide my opinion and commentary like I do with everybody else in Gorl World when I cover Gorl World, basically. Okay? So there's that. So anyways, I think we're going to be a small group today. Realistically, I know people only come here for my reactions to Gorl World. So I think we're going to be a small group. It would be nice to have a bigger group, but, we'll have a nice intimate chat. We will have a nice intimate chat indeed. There we go. So anyways, yes, it is messed up, Tank Girl. It is. So anyways, we're going to start with a short from Sierra Ann that she did a few days ago. And apparently some people had suggested that she go vegan. And it's like, oh God, I hope it was not Freelee. I really hope she's not being influenced by Freelee. But let's take a look at the short first. Okay. From Sierra Ann. It says, I'm going vegan because of the hate I'm receiving. Okay. Sierra Ann, one thing I'm going to tell you. Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you. As much as I'd like to see more people go plant-based, as much as I would like to see that happen, I think that's the wrong reason to start going vegan. You should do it for yourself and your own reasons, you know. If you care about animal welfare, for instance, or maybe you're concerned about your health, maybe whatever the case, whatever reasons. But I think the least reason that you should do it or anyone should do that is because of hate you're receiving or people are pressuring you to do that. Peer pressure, in other words. I think that is the wrong reason, namely because it's not sustainable. It would not be sustainable in the long run. And namely, you know, you should do things for yourself, not because you're receiving hate on the internet. Because odds are most of these people, you know, you're not going to meet them in real life. And frankly, a lot of them probably don't care if you live or die. So there's that. Okay. And for others, it's just content at the end of the day. So if you're going vegan or plant-based or you're starting off, be sure it's for the right reasons. I'm going to get my phone to get the chat. Okay. Let me just take a look at the chat now first. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you're vegan for medical issues, so I understand. Okay, right on, Kitty. So right on. Let me go to the chat. Okay. Oh, please give a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Please give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Okay. All right. So let's watch Sierra Ann short first. Okay. Here we go.
Totally did not get from Walmart. I got these straight from my garden. Just for this video, I started a garden and grew everything in one day. And we're not allowed to use seasoning or oils, so I just take my raw potatoes and I boil them. After that, this right here may look like bacon, but it's actually made out of vegetables.
Oh, she was trolling us. I didn't even watch it. Wait, okay, I just got trolled. We just got trolled, Sierra Ann. Sierra Ann, I didn't know you had it in you. Yeah, we just got trolled. Okay. Let's get that off. We just got trolled. But I was serious. If anybody's planning to go vegan, don't do it because of hate on the internet or peer pressure. Do it for yourself, okay? Do it for yourself. All right, let's get Obese to Beast video. It's a 21-minute video. We may react to another one Obese to Beast did on Freelee if we have time. Just to let you all know, because of my hernia, I get into too much pain if I sit in the chair for too long. So I may have an intermission where I will play an old parody of mine, because I used to do parodies as well. I will put on an old parody to keep you all entertained while I walk around, because I have to get up and walk around every so often for pain management, okay? So there's that. All right, so it's called Freelee's Behavior Gone Too Far, okay? So it's Freelee's harmful behavior gone too far. And her behavior is harmful. Okay. Oh, yeah. She's reacted to Nikocado Avocado. She's reacted to a lot of fat people. She's on to Sierra Ann now. Okay. Look at her. Look at her. I'm going to say it again. Freelee, you're pushing 50. You might want to cover up a bit more. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm glad she trolled the haters. Good for her. Oh, my God. I'm impressed. Hey, Kitty, I am impressed. Sierra Ann, I'm going to give you a win for that. I didn't know. If there was anybody I thought that was the least able to troll, it was her. You got my respect, Sierra Ann. You got my respect. Hey, Rudolph. Good to see you. Good to see you, Rudolph. All right, let's go. Okay. Yeah. Also, a quick e-begging portion of the show. If you wish to support the channel and avoid the YouTube troll, you can certainly donate to my PayPal You can certainly donate to my PayPal. And rest assured, I keep all your information confidential, and I give you a nice little thank you note. There we go. Thank you, Sama. Thank you, Sama. Okay. Sama, thank you. Okay, so also there's still the fundraiser going on for me to have hernia surgery in the private sector healthcare. All right, thank you so much. And sport, yes, exactly. Thank you, Sama. Sama's an awesome mod. You need to drop by more often. Sama is an awesome mod. She is. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Okay. All right.
When people say judge, they're like, people are just going to be nasty on the comments.
Let's get to the beginning.
I can almost guarantee these videos are there because
hang on.
I can almost guarantee these videos are there because it makes her feel better and greater than. And then the people that are like, no,
that's true. Obese to Beast, he has a point. Exactly. I think deep down, Freelee's massive ego is a woman with low self-esteem. I mean, let's remember she got herself breast implants. Okay. So, there's that. All right. I think she does. And I think the crop tops, she's trying to gain attention. She's just trying to garner some attention. Yeah. Yeah, she has. I think she's gotten more done besides. I think she's had Botox as well. I don't know. I think she could give Clara a run for the money. She could give Clara a run for the money on procedures, honestly. All right, let's go.
Oh, she's actually trying to help. They feel bolstered by like, oh, the decisions I'm making are better than this fat girl, right? That's why this content.
Obese to Beast has followed her closely and certainly more closely than I have. And he's absolutely spot on with this. She has a superiority complex. A very bad superiority complex. Oh, I'm better than you. You know what I mean? I'm a vegan. I don't claim you. Oh, and here's another piece of advice for anybody thinking about going plant-based, besides doing it for the right reasons and doing it for yourself. Don't ever listen to Freelee the Banana Girl, okay? Whatever Freelee suggests, do the complete opposite, okay? Do the complete opposite of what Freelee does. Okay, let's go.
I think does well to a certain extent, to a certain amount of people. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Freelee the Banana Girl and her recent video talking about something that we've actually talked about on the channel before. So today, this is the video that we're going to be talking about. So it's from Freelee, or the Frugivore Diet, which is this channel.
Okay, look at her title. Like, it shows her ego, her superiority complex, all of the above. The title of her video is Skinny Nutritionist Reacts to Fat People's Diets, and Sierra Ann and her feeder hubby were guests. Freelee is convinced because Sierra Ann's husband is slim that he's a feeder. Okay? He's a feeder. She's convinced of this, but more on that. Okay.
Skinny Nutritionist Reacts to Fat People's Diets, plus Sierra Ann and her feeder hubby, ? And so Sierra Ann is actually someone that we've talked about before. So I did this video about 2 years ago where I talked about Sierra, and the title of that video is She Gained All the Weight Back And, right? And it was kind of talking about, that video was her. The video that we were reacting to in that original video was her kind of talking about how she tried to lose weight in the past and she ended up losing weight, but obviously the diet that she was on was not sustainable. She ended up gaining a lot of her weight back.
And that's the problem with the billion-dollar diet industry. None of these diets are sustainable in the long term. It's why people gain all the weight back. And statistics, depending on what study you're reading, because the numbers vary, but the range on the low end is 80%, on the high end, 95%. Gain all their weight back and then some. This is why I question the use of Ozempic, because even a doctor said this about Ozempic. Okay? You'd have to be on, even my own doctor, because the doctor had suggested I go on it. My own doctor doesn't think it's a good idea for me. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't want it. But my doctor and the other doctor that I watched said, You have to basically be on Ozempic for the rest of your life. Can you imagine $100 some odd dollars US a month for these injections for the rest of your life? Okay. Yeah, they said basically because people who get off it gain all the weight back. They do, you know. So Sierra Ann, I don't view as anything different. It's why I never understood, why people would go after somebody on a weight loss journey and then they would gain it all back again. I never understood that. Like if I were to go on a weight loss journey, which I'm not, but if I were, I would definitely keep it private because I've seen how vicious an audience can get if you fail, especially if you fail more than once. So it's something I would keep private.
And she's been dealing with that ever since. And so that was kind of a reaction to that. Now, Sierra is continuing to make content on YouTube and on other social medias. And basically, Freelee has found some of that content and has been doing like reactions.
Yes,
to
she
it.
has. Because Freelee has never found a meat-eating fat person she didn't like to mock. Okay.
Really quick, I just wanted to say huge thank you to Orange Insoles for sponsoring this part of the video. Orange Insoles was kind enough of it, but then eventually you'll just be.
We're just going to move over.
So if that sounds interesting to you, during this part of the video. And
It's
so
just
that's what
a
this
first
video that we're going to be talking about is. So this is her reacting to one of Sierra's newer videos. I hope I explained that well, but the context isn't that important when we get into.
He's not bad looking, is he?
To the actual video.
Okay, next one. All right, we're watching all the way through what we eat as a fat person versus my skinny husband. Okay, let's see what skinny husband has.
Versus what my thin husband eats in a day. Lately in the morning, I have not been feeling like making breakfast. So today I just wanted to start my day with pizza. I made this healthier version of a pizza and I had 2 on this little.
Oh, look at you, Freelee. Look at the dramatics in her face. Oh my God. Freelee, stop faking it. You'll be okay. I'm confident you'll be okay. You'll take it easy. You're not, and keep in mind, you're not the one eating it. She is. You're not the one eating it. All right, there we go.
Thin crust. And then my husband had a plate of leftover Little Caesars pizza and cheese sticks. Then we chilled on the couch and watched Heartstopper, and of course we needed some snacks, so we shared this bowl of pork rinds with hot sauce, but then we wanted some popcorn.
I love the.
Okay, Freelee, dear, once again, let's put, you'd be a terrible poker player. Okay. No, that is fake. Everything about it is fake, fake, fake. Okay? Come on.
The acting that Freelee does in the corner, because like, that she's seen this video already, obviously, because she probably found it, she had to research it, and watch it and like, okay, this will be would be good content. But I do appreciate sticking to the bit and the acting like I've never seen this before. I was so strange.
And he put cheese powder on his and I put hot sauce on mine. I love hot sauce on my popcorn. This was definitely a lazy day, so we ordered Panda Express. I had super greens, teriyaki chicken, and walnut shrimp. Kevin had orange chicken, walnut shrimp, and fried rice. I was feeling snackish before dinner, so I just had a little bit of this Halo Top peanut butter cup ice cream. Since we didn't.
Dude, if I have one of those Halo Tops or like a pint of ice cream, like I'm gonna eat the whole thing. There's no like eating.
I have never heard of Mama Goob, Jessica.
Had breakfast that morning.
Jessica, I've never heard of Mama Goob.
We wanted breakfast for dinner. So we just cooked up a large spinach and cheese omelet and we just halved it and then we put bacon on the side. Don't judge our paper plates. I did not want to do dishes. Anyways, that's what we ate, but of course I'm going to get judged because I'm
fair enough. As someone who is looking to get a dishwasher in the house, because I too don't like doing dishes. And don't ask Mr. Me to do the dishes because he can't do them properly. I'm super picky about the cleanliness of my dishes. So I don't really let him do them.
Fat and he's thin. What I eat
Of course you're going to get judged. Everybody judges everybody. This is just a fact. Stop trying to avoid it. Stop trying to pretend that you don't.
Oh, fuck off, Freelee. Everybody judges everybody. Is that an excuse for this behavior? Let me tell you something. Really, if everybody was jumping off a bridge, would you do it because everybody else is doing it? Because that's what your argument sounds like. It sounds like the old high school follow the leader kind of behavior. Sit down. You sit down. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, to me, she is a lol cow too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Kiwi Farms ever covered Freelee. They probably have. Maybe she has her own thread on the farms, but she's definitely a lol cow. She's just a very scrawny one. Yeah.
Judge others. We do judge.
Oh, really, Jessica?
It's part of our natural instinct. We need to judge. It's important for our survival.
I know. Unless you're working as a judge. No, we don't need to judge. We don't need to. Unless you're working as a judge and you're judging trials for a living. No one needs to. We can all be better people. We can all be better people. Yes. Yes. See, this is another thing I hate about her. Okay, I despise about Freelee. Oh my God. She gives women a bad name. Women like her are why women continue to be defined first and foremost by their looks. But let's go, Freelee. Let's see where this goes.
Okay, so
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think everyone judges, and I do think that to an extent it is important. You know, there's a reason that we have it's something that we continue to do. You have to judge situations and make sure if it's safe or not.
Judge situations for ourselves, yes. For ourselves, make a judgment call for ourselves and for our families, particularly if we're raising children or we're taking care of aging parents, or even if we're taking care of another loved one, whatever to consider. Make a judgment call at work, at your job, as it pertains to you. But judging other people, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I've judged people too. I think we all have. But it doesn't mean that that is a character strength. And that includes me in this. I include myself in this. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I think when people say judge, they're like, people are just going to be nasty on the comment section. And that is definitely true, right? People are going to be nasty. And I'm sure there was a lot of very not nice comments on this post. But at the same time, I do think that it is important to be like, okay, when you know the content that you're making is going to cause that kind of reaction, you know, I think she understands that, and she's not like, it's like, you know, that you making this content is going to cause people to leave those comments. And there's a reason why people make that content, right? Because you know that content will do well, and in turn content doing well means that your channel does better, you know, monetarily it does better.
Oh, Sama! You know, this is why I think you're awesome as a mod. This is why we love you around here, Sama. Hang on. Freelee does indeed have a thread on Kiwi Farms. Yes, she does. Thank you. I'm looking forward to reading it. Something tells me the farmers skewered her too. I'm pretty sure she got skewered by the farmers. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
That's just how it's played. That's how these things work, right? And so that's why a lot of times you end up seeing people making fake content, because they know that it will garner a lot of attention, you know, like the prank stuff or all of that stuff. That stuff is made to get engagement and get people.
I've done that as someone when I produced the Mr. Me show, I've done that too, to an extent. Like, for example, don't get me wrong, Mr. Me is naturally funny, especially when he's enraged, when he's mad at something, like whether he's mad at pop-up ads on his computer, or he's mad at other drivers on the road, or he's mad at some company, you know, that he thinks he's being ripped off. It's pretty funny, don't get me wrong. But when I see he's on a tear, then I quickly get my phone and I film him for the Mr. Me and Me show. And I may have him repeat what he said before I turned the camera on. So, yeah, I mean, is that fake content? I don't think it is, but others might have a different opinion. Yeah.
Talking about it, the comments could even be saying, oh, this is fake, this is not real. But those comments saying this is fake, this isn't real, is still engagement, and it's still pushing it out to the algorithm, right?
Let's get past that. There's either two sorts of people: one who judges and one who pretends they don't judge. Which one are you? So, all right, I remember.
I'm someone who admits to judging, but I don't judge as nearly as you do. I'm not as bad as you. You know, I admit it, but I also admit that it's wrong. That's the category I fall in. I admit that it's wrong. It's a character flaw.
Remember this individual is Sierra Ann from the last video? That dude is definitely a feeder. Definitely. Hang on.
Oh, damn it. Oh. And sadly, he's not the only one who makes this assumption, okay? They see a fat woman with a slim man, and they automatically assume the man is a feeder. I wonder what you would think if you were to see me with Mr. Me. She would watch me with Mr. Me, okay? Now, many of you who do follow the Mr. Me and Me show know that Mr. Me is quite slim. He's quite fit for a 61-year-old. He is pretty damn fit. I, on the other hand, am overweight. I'm an overweight woman. And the thing I can say about that, and I guess in her world, that would make Mr. Me my feeder, which couldn't be further from the truth. Which couldn't, okay? We eat totally different things. Yes, we go out grocery shopping together, but we buy our separate food. You understand? We buy our separate orders. I don't think it is fake because you asking him to repeat. Oh, thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Kitty. Others might have a different opinion, and that's okay. But back to what I was saying, when Mr. Me and I go to the supermarket, I buy my stuff. He buys his stuff, okay? I am vegan, like I said. No, I don't live on fruit all day. I make a variety of food. I make a variety of foods. No, I don't live on a raw food diet because, again, not sustainable, particularly in a Canadian winter when you just want warm food, you know, to warm you up, especially when you get home. Okay, I might be overweight, but I guarantee I eat healthier than most slim people do. Definitely healthier than Mr. Me. Mr. Me is slim, and guess what? He's a human garbage disposal. Okay, he is the human garbage disposal. His idea of cooking, gourmet night, we nicknamed it gourmet night, is him throwing a bowl of minute rice covered in saran wrap in the microwave and then dumping a can of chunky soup over it. That's his idea of gourmet night. The rest of the time, he thinks Swanson Hungry Man dinners are a food group. He eats packaged cookies for lunch at work at his job. He eats plastic cheese and sawdust bread and peanut butter for breakfast. His favorite cereal is Reese's Pieces. I'm telling you, Mr. Me is the human garbage disposal. I remember when I was before I got the hernia and I was stopped short. I had to stop working out at the gym because of the hernia. I tried to convince Mr. Me to, take out a membership, come join the gym with me, come join the gym. He always refused. He categorically always refused to join the gym with me. It is what it is. But no, he's not my feeder. And I'm only telling you all this not because I feel I have to justify anything. I really don't. You're free to believe or not. I'm just giving you an example of sometimes it's not clearly black and white. Like most people have noticed, it's clearly black and white. Fat person always eating junk food. Skinny person always eating healthy food. No, not always the case. No, not that. Yeah. My man is the same. He eats crap all day, and it's a fight for him to eat anything healthy. There you go, Jessica.
Versus what my thin.
So that's like that kind of logic, right? So if you don't really know much about Freelee has been around for a very long time. She is very, very intensely high carb vegan. For a long time, she did this whole thing where she would tell people to only eat bananas, like 30 bananas a day. And
yep, you said it. 30, 40 bananas a day. God damn it, she must be stopped up. Like I said, 1 or 2 bananas is good fiber for your digestion, but too many, it goes to the old adage, everything in moderation, and that would include bananas. It's too much can have the opposite effect, and it can plug you right up.
She has, for the longest time, been very divisive in the YouTube space. We've actually had our own run-ins before in the past. She gave me, I think personally, one of the best compliments ever. She said that I obviously use steroids for my transformation. So she still thinks that I am on steroids. I mean, I can see why, because I'm freaking jacked, right?
Obese to beast, dear. No, 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 no. Listen to me carefully. Obese to beast, that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment that you look like you take steroids. Yes, you look fit. Yes, you look buff. Yes, you are a good-looking young man. You are a good-looking young man. Don't worry, I'm old enough to be your mother. It stops there. I don't do cougar. Okay. But, yeah, you're a good-looking, fit-looking young man. Yeah, you are. But, no, you don't look like you're on steroids. No. Look, I have a personal trainer as well. My personal trainer that I had at the gym when I was there, he was a 4-time Mr. Canada. He's a bodybuilder, and he's a 4-time Mr. Canada. And he doesn't take steroids either. He doesn't believe in taking steroids either. He doesn't. And yeah, so I don't think it's complimentary. I think Alan Roberts is on steroids. Anybody remember Alan Roberts? I think he is, because of his simply because his raged out personality, his raged out irrational personality. There we go. I do. Okay, let's go.
Right. But like, as someone that doesn't use steroids, having someone claim that you are on them is one of the best compliments.
No.
For me, at least, because it doesn't happen very often. So when someone says that, I'm like, really? You think so? But so this is her.
Dude, I'm complimentary of you today. I'll say it again, because you're not going to hear it from me again, at least not this stream. You are a nice looking, fit, buff dude. Fit looking, buff dude. Okay? There you go.
Her MO is to go find stuff, be over the top, in my opinion, over the top to get attention. And then people make videos like I am. I understand I'm falling right into the trap. That's not surprising to me. What's frustrating?
Well, UFC are on roids, allegedly my conspiracy. I don't think UFC fighters. Oh, sorry, I thought you said bodybuilders. Okay, fighters. I'm not familiar with the fighters, so I can't really speak to that. But I don't think all bodybuilders use steroids. I know for a fact that my trainer does not. Yeah, the personal trainer that I had before the hernia. I know for a fact he does not.
To me, with Freelee, is that a lot of times she will claim, and I think she does in this video, is that, like, I'm just trying to help. This is information that's meant to help.
But she is not helpful. And if anything, if there are young girls, impressionable young girls, they see this older looking woman in a crop top, who's underweight and in a crop top, they would look up to that. They would look up to that, and they would start following that diet advice. I know for a fact that she had even attracted the attention of girls who were struggling with eating disorders, like of the anorexia kind. You know what I mean? And I think for a girl, listening to someone like Freelee of all people, that's the last person they should be hearing from. The last
kind of content.
He's being facetious. He knows he's being rude. Okay, thanks, Jessica. Okay, thank you, Jessica.
Way that she does it, in my opinion, is not to actually help the people she's talking about. It is to bolster the ego of people that think similar to her and herself, right?
Exactly. She is full of herself. She has a massive ego, and more than likely, deep down underneath all that arrogance, is a very low self-esteem. Lower than my self-esteem could ever be. And I have issues with my self-esteem a lot of the time. Yeah, he's right.
I can almost guarantee these videos are there because it makes her feel better and greater than. Absolutely. And then the people that are like, no, she's actually trying to help.
No,
they feel bolstered by, like, oh, the decisions I'm making are better than this.
And that's what makes Freelee so dangerous. I mean, even other vegans in this YouTube space have gone after her. Like people like Goji Man. Goji Man is an actual certified nutritionist from the UK. You want to catch him? That's his channel, Goji Man. He is actually a certified dietitian, nutritionist, in England, in the UK, and he too reviews other people's what I eat in a day and stuff like that. And he approaches it from a dietary, like as a nutritionist. Yeah, I recommend him. I do. I recommend Goji Man.
fat girl, right? That's why this content, I think, does well to a certain extent, to a certain amount of people. And then the other reason it does well is because people watching, they're like, are you freaking great? Like, what are you talking about, right? People are just like blown away that this even exists.
husband eats in a day. Lately in the morning, I have not been feeling like making breakfast. So today I just
I'm not surprised that you haven't been feeling like making breakfast, okay? Because your energy is going to be like kaput. So much fat in your bloodstream. What do you expect? Okay,
What do you know, Freelee? What do you know? Do you always wake up in the morning feeling peppy before your coffee? Do you? Something tells me not. Some of us are just not morning people. Some of us are just not morning people. I'm not saying. I mean, who knows? I don't know Sierra Ann. I don't know her medical situation, so I don't know. Do I think that breakfast is healthy? No, I don't. I do not. First of all, according to the World Health Organization, from a study from them, a report coming out from the World Health Organization, 2015, 2016, this is a processed meat: pepperoni, bacon, deli slices, hot dogs, sausages. Those are under the category of processed meats. And it has been established by the World Health Organization in 2015, 2016, that they are a class 1 carcinogen, that they are they pose the highest risk for colorectal cancer. What they mean by a class A or class 1 carcinogen, it's right up there with, they put it right up there with cigarettes and asbestos. Okay. I could post that link later in the comment section, in a pinned comment later, if anybody's interested in seeing that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sama, for putting up Goji Man's channel. Thank you. Yeah, I recommend him. He's kind. He's nice. He's nice, and he sticks with the facts, and he backs his opinions with facts. So I recommend him. I'm not going to die without my coffee in the morning, but damn it, others might. Yeah, exactly. Look, my ex is the same way. He absolutely needs his coffee in the morning. If he doesn't get coffee, he gets very bad headaches. Very bad. So does my mother, for instance. She's another one that gets bad, you know. Exactly. Some of us just don't have the energy, no matter how slim we are. Look, Mr. Me this morning, he switched to the day shift at his job for the next couple of weeks to replace one of his vacationing coworkers. His shift is usually from 2:30 to quarter to 11 at night. Yeah, from 2:30 to quarter to 11 at night, his shifts. But for the next 2 weeks, to replace a vacationing coworker, he's working the 6:30 to 2:30 shift. Yeah, he's working the 6:30 in the morning to 2:30 shift, which means he has to be up and out of here by 4 a.m. He does. I don't think he's slim and looks fit. Trust me, I've seen him early in the morning. He's just not there, you know. He's just not there. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
pepperoni, turkey. Like, what is this thing? Like,
It's turkey pepperoni. It's pretty good. I put it on pizza when I make it sometimes. Pretty good.
it's crazy that they can turn a turkey, a beautiful living animal, into this just packet Frankenstein food. It's really disturbing and carcinogenic for sure.
just wanted to start my day with pizza.
According to the World Health Organization, as I mentioned, it is indeed carcinogenic. But anyways, let's go on.
I made this healthier version of a pizza, and I had 2 on this little.
I'm sorry, sis, but this does not qualify as healthier. Like, you can't say.
I like Obese to Beast. He's there in his corner and he's giggling. He's kind of snickering away there. I like it. Uh-huh. Exactly. Hey, BGL. Hey, good to see you, girl. BGL. You want to get promoted? BGL? Okay, I'm going to promote you anyway, if I can. Damn it. Let me type something else. So I can do this. Okay, hang on. The emojis. Yeah, you're going to be promoted, BGL. Hang on. Okay. All right. There you go. Here you go, girl. Congratulations, you're on Troll Patrol now too. Okay, you are very good to have you here, BGL. Very good. Okay, there you go. You can. There you go. You're actually active. So good to see you. So good to see you. I hope those of you coming late will watch this from the beginning because I'm particularly proud of this effort. I know that it's going to have the lowest views, but I am proud of this effort. I am. There you go, BGL. There you go. All right, let's go.
Healthier.
I can kind of understand where she's coming from with this. I would say maybe lower calorie.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment from Obese to Beast. It's lower calorie, but I can't say that it's healthier. Definitely, it's not something that my naturopath or the nutritionist that consults with me would recommend. That's for sure. Even like, let's say I was a meat eater, which I'm not, but if I was, this is not something they would recommend. They might shoot me out of the cannon if they tried. So I'm with you there, Obese to Beast.
You know, hey man, I'm not the best cook, but I will.
Yes, we are. We are, Lex. We are. It's good to see you.
I'll say that does not look super appetizing for
No, it
breakfast,
doesn't.
but hey, we're all different.
It doesn't. But I'll be honest to disclose, I don't like pizza. I don't even like vegan pizza. And even before I went completely vegan, I never liked pizza. Yes, I know. I'm weird that way. I'm a fat chick that doesn't like pizza. Take that, Alan Roberts. I am a fat chick that doesn't like pizza.
But I'm assuming she means healthier as in lower calorie than eating like a regular pizza, right? That's what I'm assuming here.
And actually make this.
But lower calorie doesn't mean healthier. You can have a bunch of low calorie foods, but they are zilch in nutrition. Because nutrients is probably more important than caloric count, no matter what your goals might be. No matter what your health goals might be. Hello, Fred McDonald. Good to see you. Fedora say it ain't so. I'm gonna have to reassess everything now. Oh, come on. I don't like pizza. Does not compute. Don't like pizza. That does not compute. Hi.
And try and present this as healthier. No, I'm sorry, but look at that. I mean, look, the base is going to be the healthiest part of it, but it's not hard to make it out of vegetables, right? Load on the vegetables. You can eat so much more. You can eat 2.5 times.
I personally choose to avoid it. I've made myself my own version of flatbreads with grilled veggies on whole wheat naan bread with some pesto, you know. I kind of like that, but actual pizza, nope.
Times more of this high carbohydrate food.
So stuff like this is just frustrating because it's like, yeah, eating more vegetables might be better, but I think a better way to help people that might be struggling is if they do like pizza, giving them this option, right? Where that Sierra made, where it is going to be a lower calorie option and it's going to taste similar enough to where maybe it will, get that craving out of the way. Because it's just so frustrating. People.
I'll admit, I see his point. I see what he's saying. Do I agree with it? Not entirely.
Like Freelee and people that are in that similar vein, it's very much so.
Don't like pizza. You're unsubscribing, Jessica. Unsubscribing. The girl just said she doesn't like pizza. BGL, come on, girl. You'll still be my buddy, okay? You'll still be my buddy anyway, okay? I just won't eat pizza with you. There we go. I feel like that about ramen noodles. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Ramen noodles, I have to make them myself. I don't really like the packaged ramen noodles, the prepackaged with the seasoning, I prefer to make my own. Yeah.
All or nothing. Like if you're not doing completely vegan, high carb, not eating any fat, only it's like that's not good enough. When that's just not realistic for the vast majority of people. Like
he's right there. Her way of living. That's why I said earlier, if you want to transition to a plant-based diet, okay, my first advice is don't listen to her. Whatever she tells you, do the opposite. And I always suggest, when somebody comes to me and asks, how do I go about this? I always tell them to start slow, baby steps. Start with like a meatless Monday, 1 day a week where you don't eat any meat or any other animal products. Start with that. Next, I would say find foods you like. Inventory the foods you like. Okay, because most foods that we like can be veganized. They can be. It just requires more cooking. But there's so many vegan recipe YouTubers out there, TikTokers with the shorts. It is doable. It's doable.
You think that Sierra, going?
Well, we still love you anyway, Fedora. I'm going to give you this. Thank you, BGL. I appreciate you.
From the diet that maybe she has right now, or maybe one that she had in the past, maybe she's trying to clean it up right now, and then just to go straight into, I'm going to only eat bananas, or I'm only going to eat vegan, high carb, raw food.
See, this is not sustainable. The only other raw vegan that I've seen, and she's had her own kerfuffle of drama. Anybody know Rawfully, what's her name? Rawfully Christina? Raw Food Christina? Raw something Christina? Yeah, raw something Christina. Forget the name of her channel. She promotes an entirely raw food diet. And her diet is not sustainable either. Unlike Freelee, though, Christina actually looks healthy. Okay, she looks healthy. Okay, but I don't think her way of eating is sustainable. An entirely raw food diet, I don't think it's sustainable, especially, again, if you live in a northern climate where you have cold winters. I don't think it's realistic. I don't. Fully raw Christina. Thank you, BGL. Thank you. Fully raw Christina. Thank you. She got caught. Oh, did she Lex? Did she really? See? Thank you, Lex. You just illustrated my point for me. Thank you. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's just not.
Like, you really think that's going to be sustainable for long term? Like, you're crazy if you think that that's true.
It's not.
Like, maybe someone could eventually get there. I wouldn't recommend that they go that route, but like, I don't think the way to get there is to just go from eating a complete normal Western diet to being like, oh, I'm going to have the perfect diet now, and that's just going to be that.
See, that's why I always had an issue with shows like My 600-Pound Life. Well, in particular, My 600-Pound Life. And now I realize a lot of it is stunted, prearranged for dramatic effects, because after all, TLC is a television channel. They are going, their name of the game is not necessarily the best interests of the patient. They're more interested in ratings. And what grabs ratings most of the time? Drama. So what do these so-called reality shows do? They tweak. Anyways, getting to my point. I'm getting to the point here. And usually part of that drama, the expectation is you see these obese people struggling to travel to Houston, and they're stopping at every fast food joint, eating the way they usually do, and then whoops, they hit Dr. Now's office, and they're expected to go on this low carb, low fat, 800 calorie a day diet, or something like that. I might have the numbers wrong. And, and what would be one of the reasons many would not succeed? Because it's not sustainable. It just isn't. And it would be, it's just difficult. It would be a shock to the system, for one. Like when some of them say they don't feel too good after the day after, well, no, they don't, because their system is in shock. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes it's better to ease into things. You know what I mean? It's better to ease into things. Yeah. High protein, low carb, 1,200 calories. Thank you, Lex. Thank you. I stand corrected. Okay, let's go.
That's just not realistic.
The vegetables of this voluminous food that is like this because of all the fiber and the water. It's amazing. It fills out your stomach.
Oh God,
look
at her body checking. Look at her body checking. Really, I'll say it again. You're pushing 50, Gorl. You're getting old. Lay off the damn crop tops. God damn it. She's never met a crop top she doesn't like. Thank God. Does this girl ever wear clothes? damn. Yes, I'm a cranky old fart, just like my roommate, Mr. B. God damn.
So you feel satisfied and you get that carbohydrates.
I get you, Lex. Hey, Doris, that's to make more. I know, I understand what you're saying, Doris. It makes surgery, but I understand what you're saying. I understand, but also, but more often than not, it's just not realistic. It's not realistic. I hear what you're saying, but it's not realistic. You know what I mean? Realistic. And like I said, we have to keep in mind shows like My 600-Pound Life are not there for the best interest of the patient. They are there to get ratings. They're competing with other television networks. Drama gets ratings. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying.
To the brain. This way is just so unsatisfying.
If she's still sitting on her ball of film, I have no idea. I always thought she stood up, Lex. I always thought she stood up.
Little thin crust. And then my husband had a plate of leftover Little Caesars pizza, and
he is definitely a feeder, this dude. We don't know anything about what he's doing.
Here we go again. Assumes fat woman with a skinny husband that he's a feeder. You see, in her world, I'll say it again for those who didn't hear it. I'll say it again. Those who follow the Mr. Me and Me channel know that Mr. Me is a fit, slim man. I am overweight. I am an overweight woman. Okay? But in Freelee's world, Mr. Me would be my feeder. And I already told you, I eat healthier than a lot of thin people do. I do, because I always try to get all the groups in protein, my vegan protein, my fruits and veggies, and my complex carbohydrates, not the simple carbs, not to be mistaken with simple carbs. I always do. Mr. Me, on the other hand, is the human garbage disposal. There's no other way to put it. He is the human garbage disposal.
Okay? He could be definitely calorie restricting.
Exactly.
He could be.
Exactly, Doris. Exactly, Doris. TV is for entertainment. It's for the subject. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Lex. Why? Because in her world, because he's a skinny man and his wife is fat. There are men in the world who do prefer a woman with a little meat on her, with some meat on her. There are men who prefer big women, not in Montreal. They don't exist here in Montreal, but or too many places in Canada, but I do know they exist. Maybe he likes her because of her personality. Maybe they have a lot in common and they clicked. See, this is the thing I hate when the people go for the superficial all the time. They go for the superficial. Maybe the two of them have a lot in common. Maybe they like the same movies,
Not eating with her all the time. Maybe this.
You're your hubby's feeder? Exactly, Tank Girl. Exactly. Thank you, Kitty. Yeah, your man loves you for you, not your weight. Exactly.
He could be like a full-on athlete. He could be on weight loss drugs. I mean, he could be on, other sort of recreational stuff.
Oh my God. Now she's assuming he's on drugs. Why? Because he's a black, skinny man? She's been known to be racist, too. She's been known to be racist. Yes, she has. Really? That's really nice. That's nice. Judgy, because everybody else does it. Grow the hell up, Freelee. Become an adult for once in your miserable life. Become an adult. Grow up.
I don't know, do we? So you can't. I know she's making this comparison, like, look, we eat the same, but look how big I am.
Bro, it is crazy to me that she is comfortable making that kind of claim, like, oh, he's probably on drugs or he's definitely a feeder. Like, there are plenty. Like, this is where I'm like, you are just so in a different world, and that's fine. Like, we're all in different parts of our life, but like, to not be able to see or have any friends that one person is overweight and maybe one person isn't, and to think like, oh, there's no way, or the only way is that this is a feeder type of relationship. Like, this is so common with people that are trying to lose weight. They're like, I don't understand. I've been gaining weight since I've been married to my husband or my wife, and we're eating the same types of foods, but I've gained a lot of weight and they haven't. It doesn't.
I'd like to hit on that. My brother and I have a younger brother. We're about 4 years apart. We're about 3.5, 4 years apart, my brother and me. I took a look at our old childhood pictures, with my mom when I visit my mom. I took a look at our old childhood pictures, and sure enough, I was always the chunky kid. I was always a chunky kid. My brother was underweight to the point where doctors were concerned, largely in part because he was a sickly baby. Like, he was always strapped with ear infections. I had a kidney infection when I was about 5 or 6. I had a massive kidney infection. Yeah. So yeah, it depended on our health issues. But the bottom line is, as we grew up and we were children, eating regular food, we were out of the baby food, out of the toddler food stages. When we were children, and my dad did all the cooking. Because my mother, our dad did all the cooking, and our dad would feed us the exact same thing. He would feed us the exact same thing. Okay, yeah, I remained the chunky kid, and my brother remained the underweight kid. And my brother hated sports. He hated sports. I know my parents it made my father nuts because my father was a jock in his own right. It made my father nuts how my brother hated sports. I, on the other hand, tried to like sports because, I wanted to hang out with dad. I wanted his approval. So I did it for all the wrong reasons. Yes, I did it for all the wrong reasons, but I was a stupid kid. But I wanted my dad's approval because I couldn't do well in school because of dyslexia. Okay. But, anyway, so I played soccer. I skied downhill. I was swimming. I even tried my hand at competitive swimming. I tried my hand at competitive skiing. I wasn't good at it, much of it, but I tried. But my brother hated sports. Sometimes it is. I hate to mention this inconvenient. No, I don't hate to mention it. The inconvenient truth is we're all different. We are all different. We have a different metabolism. We have a different genetic makeup, different genetic code, different health issues. It is what it is. That's how it is. Yeah. My little bro is 200 pounds more than myself. Wasn't always that way. I was super chunky when I was younger compared to him. Yeah, it happens. Happens. That sounds like me and my brothers. Okay.
Feel fair. That's like something I hear so often, and like to be just like, oh, it's just impossible. It's unbelievably possible. Now, where I do agree kind of with Freelee is that, yeah, we don't know what her husband, like what kind of like,
yeah, well, yeah, we don't know exactly. So why is Freelee like coming out with absolute certainty he's a feeder, or maybe he's doing, like, she's kind of hinting that maybe he's doing drugs, which personally I think with probably a racist intonation by her, and maybe I'm going overboard with this. I don't know, but the idea, because I've heard it before here in Montreal. They see black skinny kid or as black skinny young man, they think the worst. They think the worst. So maybe I am going overboard on that, but yeah. What comment?
Like
What
workout
comment are you
routine he
talking
might
about?
have. Maybe he likes to run distance runs. I don't know, right? Like there is missing information. And I do get frustrated when people are like, oh, we eat the same exact things. It's like, yes, but you have to understand, like, just because you're eating the same things, the amount really matters. And the reason I say that is because I used to have friends when I was.
Here's the thing. In my case, and my brothers and I, we were fed the exact same quantity, the exact same food. My father fed us the same way.
In like high school and stuff, or even right out of high school, where we would we'd hang out almost all day, right? And so we'd eat the same foods almost all day. And it was really weird that my friend would not gain any weight, but we'd be eating McDonald's. But then I'd think, like, now I realize he would get like one thing, maybe two things, and I would get 2 McDoubles, 2 McChickens, a large fry, and a large drink.
But again, you're making a false comparison. Sorry, dude, OTB, but you're making a false comparison. What would have been interesting if you ate the exact same thing and the exact same quantity? Something to think about. It's something to think about.
Drink, and then I would be snacking throughout the day. Then we go to 7-Eleven, I'd get a whole double gulp. Maybe he'd get one snack. Like, I was always getting so much more than him.
Which comment?
So I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening with Sierra, but I'm just saying, like, that's something that can happen, is where you feel like you're eating the same exact stuff, but the times you go in for seconds, or your portion's bigger, all of those things add up, right?
There's more to the story. Which shows a fly on your wall.
and cheese sticks. Then we chilled on the couch and watched Heartstopper, and of course we needed some snacks, so we shared.
Of course, we needed some snacks. Pork rind, like honestly, this is like made into popcorn, right? The skin of a pig, and made it like it's just to me is like really next level disgusting.
Shared this bowl of pork rinds with hot sauce, but then we wanted some popcorn. He put cheese powder on his, and
Why do you think you wanted some popcorn? Carbohydrates, sis. Carbohydrates. You need that.
I put hot sauce.
I mean, there's not that many carbs in popcorn, but okay.
OTB is right on that. It's not the highest carb food. Popcorn is. It's why people who are on weight loss diets, if there is a snack included, I know my nutritionist has talked about it too. If there is a snack, you must have, a small quantity of popcorn. They say is kind of one of the better ones if you have to have something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
On mine, I love hot sauce on my popcorn. This was definitely a lazy day, so we ordered Panda Express. I had super greens.
I'm so happy that there's actually some vegetable matter in there, but look how tiny it is. What, like 50 calories a vegetable? And then she's got like the whole.
That is a good point. Like at Panda Express, when you go to these places and you get like a side of vegetables, it's like you do feel like you're wasting money to an extent because like if you're thinking about I'm paying.
Okay, here's the thing about restaurants, and I saw a documentary. It was a British documentary where there was all you can eat. It was mainly all you can eat buffets. Ever notice, okay, what's really high in abundance, okay, at an all you can eat buffet, or even if you're at a sit down restaurant, what is the biggest quantity? It's usually a simple carb, not even a complex carb, a simple carb. Things like white rice. You might have a large quantity of white rice, a large quantity of fries, a large quantity of noodles, because it's cheap. Put simply, it's cheap. Restaurant owners got a bottom line, right? They've got a bottom line. So they got to make it cost effective. It's one of the reasons they put bread on the table, because it's cheap, and therefore, they'll, especially nowadays with inflation, we call it shrinkflation here in Canada. So, yeah. So in this case, if there's too few vegetables, it's probably because vegetables, especially fresh ones, are not cost effective to that restaurant owner's bottom line.
For the amount of calories, right? You get so much less with the vegetables.
Oh,
so
yes. Thank you, Lex. Yes, please give a like to this stream if you haven't done so already. It greatly helps us out. It's a free way to help your girl here. Thank you.
If you like 4 pieces of broccoli and you're like, I feel like I shouldn't even got this. Like, what's the point, right? But whatever. Everyone's a little bit different. But I personally still kind of like Panda Express. I'm not gonna lie.
Serve is actually quite small, but that
we don't have Panda Express in Canada. Unless it's in other provinces far from Quebec, I have never seen a Panda Express here in Canada. The Olive Garden has never-ending pasta bowls for cheap. Hey, Kimmy Sunshine, good to see you. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because pasta is cheap, right? That's why it's cheap. It doesn't hurt. Are you going to see, like, this is why, if you get a side salad at a restaurant, most restaurants, why do you suppose they serve iceberg for the most part? Not because it's nutrient dense. It really isn't. It's pretty much all water. There is almost zero nutrients in iceberg lettuce. It's because it's cheap. It's cost effective. That's why. There's Panda Express in BC, Kitty. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, Kitty Sunshine, good to see you.
That meaty thing is so dense in calories, so dense in fat. And yes, it has sugar added as well. But the fat is the fat gaining portion of the food. You must understand that.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I've gone over this before, but no, eating fat does not make you fat. That's not how it works. Eating excess.
Oh, no, you're both wrong. You're both wrong. Fat does make you fat. It does. It does. It's also what hikes up your blood cholesterol levels. Yeah, it does.
Excess calories is.
I suppose people on these high-fat diets get hard and end up with heart disease.
Eating excess calories over a long period of time is the thing that will make you gain extra weight, gain extra fat. really, right? You can gain weight from just drinking a lot of water, but like gaining extra fat that stays on your body, it's not like, oh, I just ate a lot of fat, so now therefore I have a lot of fat on my body. No, you eat an excess of calories that you don't burn off throughout the day, and you keep doing.
That's not quite right either. That's actually another myth. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie. That's actually a myth too. You can be more efficient with your calories. You can be. You can be. You can be more efficient. And like a 700 calorie salad is not the same nutritional value as, say, I don't know, a McDonald's Big Mac. Is that about? I'm trying to compare 700 calories. Say a McDonald's Big Mac, not comparable. They have the same number of calories, but you kind of got to, you kind of, one is more efficient than the other.
That, and eventually that means that you gain weight. It could be,
you can't eat that stuff, no gallbladder. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you're doing well, Christy.
Be extra carbs, it could be extra fat, it could be extra anything, right? Anything that's extra.
Teriyaki chicken and walnut shrimp. Kevin had orange chicken, walnut shrimp, and fried rice. I was feeling snackish before dinner, so I just had a little bit of this Halo.
Just had a little bit. I mean, how much is a little bit? Peanut butter.
I've tried the vegan Halo Top. I'm not exactly enamored with it. No, I'm not exactly enamored with it.
Cup. A little bit is very subjective, right? Depends on the individual.
A little bit for me is the whole thing.
Okay, for me it would be like a tea.
I think it is for a lot of people. These little pints, they're pretty small at the end of the day. They're pretty small. Like if I treat myself to vegan ice cream, and they're that size, they're like that pint size, and I can eat half of that pint, and I consider that a small quantity. Yeah.
Teaspoon is a little bit, right? But for her.
All right, right on, Christy. Ben & Jerry's makes good. Yeah, Lex, they do. I just wish we had all the flavors that Ben & Jerry's in the United States offers. I don't know why in Canada we have to be boring about it.
It could be like a cup. So yeah, very fatty. Again, yeah, peanut butter cup. Like peanut butter is extremely, extremely fatty. You can see.
That's funny because most of the vegan channels, well, those that do the cooking or they do their what I eat in a day, they eat a lot of peanut butter. And not always the organic peanut butter, because let's face it, 3 reasons not to buy organic peanut butter that I can see. Don't get me wrong, I hate peanut butter. I don't like it. I'll never buy it. Mr. Me, on the other hand, lives on this stuff. So he gets it for himself. But they'll buy the regular commercially available peanut butter, not the organic necessarily. Number one, because of the oil all on the top. Number two, the price point. The price point is just way too high, with the cost of food. And number three, it just doesn't last as long. But a lot of these vegans out there are peanut butter because it is, number one, it is a protein. It is a cheap and efficient protein. It's cheap and it's efficient. Yeah. I never buy pints. They're so expensive for such a small amount. I do once in a while to treat myself, Jessica, but I hear what you're saying. Oh, dang, Canada. No, we don't get all the flavors, Lex. No, we don't. We only have, maybe 3 or 4 flavors?
See, all of her choices are very fatty. And what happens is you get fat from it.
Okay, it's entirely possible that Sierra Ann is not looking for diet advice. Ever think of that? No, Freelee would never think of something like that. Maybe she's not.
No.
It's not rocket science, right?
Top peanut butter cup ice cream. Since we didn't have breakfast that morning, we decided we wanted breakfast for
she's still going to review it. So he's still going to continue reviewing it.
There's a lot more going on to his story than hers, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
Than what we're seeing.
Really? Why is there more going on with him than with her? Why? You just can't get over that a thin man can be married and can love and be a great partner to an overweight woman, and they can be great partners. We've already been over this. Maybe it has nothing to do with looks. It shouldn't have anything to do with looks. You know, maybe they like, they like each other's personalities. They click. They have interests in common, you know? Because at the end of the day, you got to sit down and converse, actually have a conversation. You actually got to do activities together. You got to do teamwork. See, this is why, Freelee, I'm going to guess that you're still single. Yeah. I realize that this is all you have, the crop top and the emaciated look and a bunch of cosmetic procedures. How sad for you. How incredibly sad for you. And I don't think you're happy either. Because if you were, you wouldn't be doing the kind of videos that you do.
A lot more.
Over here, we don't have it here in Quebec. But Quebec here, we're special. Peter Pan and Skippy both have all natural peanut butter options now. Ah, good to know. I don't know who Sierra Ann is. Does she even want to? I don't think so. I never got that impression. I do watch her shorts every so often, Lex. I don't get the impression that she is on a weight loss journey. She might have been on and off over time. But overall, I don't think she is on a weight loss journey. I really don't. I don't. Gelato's good. Gelato's good, Christy.
Oh.
Dinner. So we just cooked that.
I'm just like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to anyone that's on social media that posts about stuff, because like everyone is only sharing a certain portion of their lives. So I don't know.
Up a large spinach and cheese omelet.
Wow. Okay. You can see another way. She probably thinks that an omelet is healthy, and it can be healthy. Don't get me wrong, but not with the hensies, not with the chicken henstrations. No, and not with the cheese. Obviously, she's got that like kind of mature cheese, like Parmesan style maybe, which is one of the worst.
That does not look like Parmesan, but anyways, I'm nitpicking.
Highly processed.
That does not look like Parmesan cheese.
No, doesn't look like not to me either.
Extremely clogging for the arteries. Heart disease material right here. And you know what? She's young, right? She's young. So
and we just halved it, and then we put bacon on the side.
Why did you have to put the carcinogenic pig flesh on the side? Why?
She probably likes how it tastes, is my guess.
Yeah, that's my guess too. Yeah, well, that would be my guess. Aren't I glad I'm not eating it? But hey.
Put some rice on there, please. Put some
rice with an omelet. Rice with an omelet. I've heard of cooking Chinese fried rice with egg in it, like whatever.
Rice. Put some pasta.
Pasta with an omelet. She's got some strange ideas, doesn't she?
Like put some potatoes. You can see that she's
potatoes. Maybe
potatoes might go.
Like pasta. That'd be a little weird.
Trying this like low carb, right? It's such a failure.
Really?
It's such a failure. This won't work for you.
Hey, don't judge our paper plates. I did not.
Menstruation. I forgot she uses that word for eggs. Oh, yeah, that's true. Japanese has an omelet. Do they really, Lex? See, I stand corrected. I learned from you, chat. I learned from you.
I not want to do dishes. Anyways, that's what we ate. But of course, I'm going to get judged because I'm fat and he's thin.
Yeah, but that's because we're not getting the whole picture with your boyfriend, are we? It's very easy.
Why are you so obsessed with her boyfriend is my question right now. Do you want him for yourself? Does it kill you that he opted to be with an overweight girl instead of someone like you who fancies herself to be an overaged Barbie doll? Is that what's happening here? Freelee? Huh? Gorl? God, this is why you're such a lol cow. Albeit an underweight lol cow, but a lol cow nonetheless. Damn.
To present
She's not a certified nutritionist, Jessica. She's not. She claims she is. She likes to think she is. Yeah. She likes to think is. That is her husband, not her boyfriend. And that's the other thing. That is her husband. That's true. Kevin and Sierra Ann are married. They are a married couple. Don't break up a married couple, Freelee. Don't do it. Don't do it.
A little snippet of what your boyfriend is eating with you in one.
I'm still wondering, what is the obsession with her boyfriend? You want him as a boy toy for yourself? that what's going on here? Ah.
day or in one meal, or not
Oh,
even
learn to
show the
eat
whole
that.
all the food being eaten, right?
The skinny one needs a box of cheeseburger. Maybe he doesn't like cheeseburgers. That's the other thing, you know?
So, she's still young. You're
Yes.
not going to see a lot of older people eating like this because they just don't make it. They just don't make it.
So that's the
You haven't met my roommate, Freelee, have you? Mr. Me. You have never met my roommate. Granted, Mr. Me does even less cooking than that. Like I told you, his idea of cooking is throwing a bowl of minute rice in the microwave and dumping a can of chunky soup. And to him, like I said, frozen dinners, like the Swanson Hungry Man, it's a food group to him. Yeah, but you haven't met my roommate, have you?
that's the whole video where she's talking about random other people in this video as well. But I just wanted to share that video. I think it's interesting because, like, while I don't really love the whole premise of the whole
Oh, that's a given. Did Robin leave her? Relax. Why am I not surprised? I remember after Durian Rider, there was a dude named Robin, some younger dude named Robin. His grasp of the English language was tenuous, so he never really spoke all that much on camera. But yeah, is Robin gone? I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh. The skinny chick.
I, as a fat person versus what my skinny husband eats, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just feel like there probably is more to the story. And all of that stuff is important because I think a lot of us, we feel the reason I don't like it is nothing against Sierra. And I want to make that very clear. But the reason that I don't like it is because it reinforces, I think for some people, it can reinforce the idea that you are helpless and that you don't have any control over your body and you don't have any control over your weight. And
Well, hold on. And I would like it if, I don't know, maybe he has and I've missed it. But I would like to see more coverage on health conditions that make weight loss problematic, why certain people, like postmenopausal women over the age of 50, postmenopausal women, for instance. There is also a condition called Cushing's syndrome, which is an entirely hormonal issue. That is usually characterized visually by a particular build, a round midsection with a very round face, like a moon face, and skinny limbs, skinny extremities, like skinny arms and skinny legs and skinny hips. Okay? It's usually characterized. And these are people who can't lose weight at all. They can't. I've met Cushing's patients. There's one who's the daughter of a friend of my mother's. And yeah, it's just problematic. If you've got hypothyroidism, particularly if you're over a certain age, that's problematic. Prader-Willi syndrome, problematic once again. Prader-Willi syndrome is not just that there is no cues in their system letting them know when they're full, therefore they continuously eat. There's also the thing physically where, as compared to a regular person without the condition, there's no muscle being formed, or very little muscle, or let's put it this way. Okay, bad choice of words. Far less muscle than, say, your average person, right? There's that. Thyroid. Yeah, I have hypothyroidism. Hey, Dusty, good to see you. Remember the painted nails, Dusty. It's good to see you. Yeah, thyroid disease. Yeah. Yeah, thyroid disease. Yeah. So there's Prader-Willi, hypothyroidism / Hashimoto's, anything pertaining to any, metabolic syndrome. Some people might have enlarged organs. You see that often with spina bifida patients. Yeah. Where all the organs are thrusted in the front. Yeah.
I just personally don't believe it.
Really, Lex? Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing okay and you're able to maintain some health there. Health. Yeah. There you go. You have, oh, really?
That. Now, it can be more, it is true that it is more difficult for some people than others
Okay,
to maintain their weight or to be able to lose weight and keep it off.
We're glad you're acknowledging it. But like I said, somebody with particularly Prader-Willi syndrome or Cushing's syndrome, Cushing's disease. And here's another thing. People who take steroids like prednisone for a number of conditions, prednisone, that causes weight gain too, and it keeps the weight on. But for many people, prednisone is drugs like prednisone is what's keeping them alive. So yeah, next question. Antidepressants, a lot of the SSRIs like Effexor, Lexpro, what's it called? Lex something, and Prozac. Prozac is another one. Yeah, and Zoloft too. Zoloft too. It does. Yeah.
Off, like, absolutely right. There are plenty of people that they just their appetites and all of those things make it to where they're just never going to probably be overweight because they don't want to eat that amount to make them overweight.
Again, there's much more to it. You can't oversimplify that. And that's the trouble with today. They oversimplify it. Fortunately, there are studies now more and more coming out explaining this. It's not that simple. Everybody's unique. Everybody's unique. Everybody has a unique genetic composition. Everybody has unique health issues. It's not the same.
Right. And so there is a level of like genetics, but it doesn't make it impossible for you to lose weight and keep it off. And I feel like sometimes these kinds of videos can almost reinforce that way of thinking. Now, that being said, does that mean that I'm like on Freelee side? No, absolutely not. I think that Freelee is.
I never believed you were for a minute. I never believed.
Has been more damaging than anything when it comes to nutrition and stuff like that, regardless of if she actually genuinely thinks that she's helping people or not. I think the information that she shared and the way that she has done it has time and time again proven with videos that have millions and millions of views of people talking about how them trying to do the things that Freelee said that they should do has damaged them severely, right? And so I am obviously not a huge fan of Freelee at all. I think that what she's doing is more for ego and to make herself feel better than to actually help others. But that's just my opinion. So I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below.
Okay, so that ends that. That ends that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Hang out. Okay, here we go. I'm good. I've been on synthetic thyroid meds all my life. Gaining weight is super easy and losing is so very tough, but I manage. There you go. There you go. I wish I could go back to the gym, but I put this hernia. I can't right now. And I may have a second hernia I learned recently. I'm waiting for the doctor to come back with waiting for the ultrasound appointment. Still waiting for a phone call from the hospital for an ultrasound appointment to examine my left side. So I've been feeling the same pinching there. Anyways, yeah, there we go. So anyways, hang on. I've been thinking we can do another Obese to Beast reaction to Freelee. But first, I'm going to put on an intermission. We're going to put on an old Beggs parody for intermission to keep you guys entertained for a bit. Okay? So I'm going to keep you entertained for a little bit. Okay? Shanna, block her. Block her, Shanna, or Missy 007. Block her. Block her. I'm in death on her. Butterflies run in my head. I have diverticulitis because I'm so full of shit. I'm always full of shit. I have diverticulitis.
Kitty's in the bodega, throw those bees up. Kitty's in the bodega, she's in the chat, doxing dogs. Bodega, boo.
Yes, Savannah, you harasser. You harasser. Are you here with money? Are you here with money? It's the best way to apologize. Nice try, Gothic Glitter. We know that was to do. Oh, him, AK. Hang on.
Okay, we have AK. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, Savannah. I don't know. You're crazy. I don't know what
AK
you're
is
talking
coming.
about. I didn't send anything. I was hacked. I got hacked.
AK.
Tragic. Are you upset? Tragic. I heard that you were wanting like doxes, so I thought I'd run over here and see what was going on. I was too busy watching MFW for a second. I hope you can forgive me, Tragic. Sorry.
I will never forgive you, Belinda. I will
traitor.
never forgive you. I'm gonna
No,
come off.
I'm not Belinda. I'm AK. Like I'm here to dox people.
Oh, that's
How
okay.
dare
then.
you
Okay.
associate me with that trash? I do Adderall, not meth.
That's
AK.
all right then.
You can't. Okay. You cannot play
Sugar.
with my enemies like MFW. You cannot play with MFW. She wrote "bitch" on the back of my car.
I know, Nate. Forgive me, but I was recording it for you in case, she said something that needed to get doxxed. Like I'm trying to dox her cat or whatever. Like,
But you weren't supposed to dox me, Castle Doctrine. Castle Doctrine. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Stand your ground.
Tragic, did you get my Cash App?
Yeah, but I told you no more cyber sexting. I only want you to send me doxes.
I know it was only $39.99, but
I mean, you've got an interesting penis, but still, I don't want to see that.
AK.
Yes, Nate.
Clara's cousins from Israel are coming. And you're invited to escort them because they need bodyguards.
Sure, boss. Okay, I will definitely do that. Let me write that down. Let me write that down.
My D-pic in the Discord. I think we should get AK to also put her D-pic in the Discord. It's really impressive. It's bigger than both mine and yours put together.
It's already there. I'm on it.
And AK, you have to dox.
Don't shave it. Don't shave it, AK. Don't shave it. We want it hairy.
Oh, it's always hairy. Even if I shave it like 2 minutes later, it's hairier than ever.
Don't shave the sack either. Don't
Stop
shave
saying
the
that,
sack.
Chucka, Tragic. You turn me on, Tragic, and I don't want to get horny in the middle of the stream, but would you say Chucka?
Chucka.
I don't want to know about. Hey,
baby. I take you around the back of the bodega.
Hey, everything is about
please.
me. Remember me? That Negs here. Your boy.
Oh, sorry, Negs.
Everything's
sorry,
about
Negs.
me. Remember? I am the center of attention. Focus on me.
Sorry, Negs. Sorry.
My latest song for Death Monarch. I'm a cis white boy. I'm being persecuted. Everybody's racist. Everybody's a pedo with AIDS. It's a great song.
You need to look more sad, Negs. We need to sad fish some more. Choco, we got to light up this chat. Let's go. Let's get it.
Pebbles. AK, you went to the New Order concert with Clara, right?
Yes, I kind of stalked her. Like, yeah.
Yes. Where's Clara now?
I'm just making sure I have permission to speak.
Suck at my chucker, Zena.
Yes,
yeah. I need $40 from you. I need $40, Zena. $40. I need kitty litter. I need trash bags. I need.
Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Like I said, I have to do these intermissions now because I get in too much pain when I'm sitting for too long. So I have to get up and walk around. And somebody suggested I play one of my old parodies in the intermission to keep the audience entertained. So we're going to go that way for streams at this point. Okay. So anyways, we're going to review another reaction Obese to Beast did to Freelee. It's a short video. It's about 10 minutes long. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. It's called Freelee's Toxic Advice Caught Up to Her. I have not watched this one, so this is a blind react. Okay, so Freelee's toxic advice caught up to her. All right, there we go. Hang on. All right, so it's about 10 minutes long. Okay, so it's a little bit shorter. Let me get the thing there. All right.
All right,
Here we go.
welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today, I'm going to do something that's probably against my better judgment and better decisions, but we're going to do it anyway.
We all make bad decisions when it comes to this platform, when it comes to this corner of the internet. We all make bad decisions. Don't feel too bad. We all do.
So there was a reel that was posted recently that I thought was interesting, and the backlash to it, the little bit of backlash to it, has been interesting as well. And so this is the reel right here, and it goes on to say, when I let a random Australian woman on the internet convince me that I had to eat 20 bananas a day and that oil was bad. And I'm sure some of you that have been on the internet for a while know who this is probably about. And so what the
okay, so we have a girl here who made the mistake of following Freelee's advice, therefore breaking Fedora's #1 rule. Okay, let's go.
The audio in this reel is the Gnarls Barkley song. I think it's like a cover of the Gnarls Barkley song that went like, I remember when I lost my mind, right? You guys know that song. It's a great song.
Here it says in the short, it says, when I let a random Australian woman on the internet convince me that I had to eat 20 bananas a day and that oil was bad. Not every oil is bad. Apparently most of the seed oils are bad, you know, like cottonseed and stuff like that. But olive oil and avocado oils are actually healthy oils. Olive oil, as a matter of fact, is part of the Mediterranean diet. And if anybody watched the Blue Zones on Netflix, if they did, they watched the Blue Zones. This was about 5 regions in the world, one of which is in the Mediterranean, in Greece, Icaria. Olive oil is a major staple in their diet. These are regions in the world where people live past 100. I don't mean languishing in a nursing home. I mean actually living out there, living on their own, living their best lives over 100 years of age. And in some of these regions, olive oil, you know, is part of that. It's part of the Mediterranean diet. Yeah. Thank you, Christy. Love you too. Yes. Love you all. I love
it.
You all.
And so basically she's saying that she lost her mind when she let a random Australian woman on the internet convince her that she had to eat 20 bananas a day and that oil was bad. And so again, you're kind of wondering, oh, who could this person be? Well, you don't have to go very far.
Free guesses, the first 2 don't count.
to find it. So if we go on the post, we see Freelee the Banana Girl commenting, which is interesting because the name was never brought up. So clearly this person knows that, this is probably about me.
Well, come on. How much do you want to bet Freelee is one of those people that Googles her name regularly, that Googles her name at least 10 times a day? And I'm being conservative with my guesstimate here.
And it goes on, my latest video is for you. By the way, where did I say you have to eat 20 bananas a day? Please stop lying and at least have the integrity to represent me accurately. Also, so flattered that using my name got you one of your most watched videos. Not too original though, but it works. Shame it wasn't due to your own work.
So those are Freelee's comments under that girl's video. Okay, Freelee, I'll give you that. You never told her to eat 20 bananas a day. You told her to eat 30. Got it. We got it.
Work, but whining about someone who tried to help you by recommending a diet full of healthy fruits and veggies. And then, oh, you dropped your standards for your diet and lifestyle. Thanks for letting us all know. You've devolved, sis. Nothing to be proud of. What? So a couple things. The first thing is saying that I'm like disappointed that you're using my name to get views. This is something.
She didn't mention her name. She didn't mention her name. She just said a random Australian woman. I mean, we can all infer who that is regarding the 20 bananas a day and that all oil is bad. We can infer who that is, but not everybody.
One, I don't think that's a terrible thing. I mean, obviously, I don't think that's a
I
terrible
get
thing because
it.
your boy does it, right? Let's be real. But also, this is something Freelee does often. She was one of like the pioneers of doing this, actually. Like she was one of the first people on YouTube to do that type of content. If anything, you should be proud that people are picking up your mantle and doing something that you have pioneered and started. Like she was one of her and her boyfriend and like a lot of people in that community were some.
That would have been Durian Rider back in the day, and that's true. Freelee and Durian Rider were one of the first vegans on the scene coming on doing vegan content. Okay, and as a vegan myself, I can honestly say half of them are crackpots, and no exception with Freelee, of course. But another one, Fully Raw Christina, for instance, Fully Raw Christina, and a few others, Durian Rider, of course, and even Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado, when he first came on the scene as a skinny vegan YouTuber, the guy was promoting only eating raw food at first himself. No wonder he was altering his diet. It's not sustainable.
Some of the first people that were doing commentary on other people. So saying that she's upset that someone is using her name to get more views when she has absolutely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, been someone that has done that for a long time is funny. But the other thing that is probably funnier is I never told anyone to eat 20 bananas a day. So let's go to this video that was uploaded.
Oh, she told people to eat 30 a day, 30 bananas a day.
10 years ago, Freelee's been on the internet for a while. 10 years ago, day 5, the ultimate cleanse, the bananas only diet.
What
does Freelee have to say at 3 minutes?
A banana cleanse? That's almost as ridiculous as High Carb Hannah's potato cleanse.
56 seconds into this video.
I want you to have a minimum of 25 bananas if you're a girl a day.
25 if you're a girl. See? 25 if you're a girl.
And 30 for men. Because
Okay, one more time. I'm a little slow. I think I'll have to listen to that a few times.
I want you to have a minimum of 25 bananas if you're a girl a day.
Banana thing?
I want you to have a minimum of 25 bananas if you're a girl a day. And 30. I want you to have a...
This is Fedora coming at you. Don't do that. Don't do it.
minimum of 25 bananas if you're a girl a day. And 30 for men. Because...
Okay, so... I mean, technically, if we're looking at the exact numbers, right, she did say 25 or 30 instead of 20. And so if that is what she is saying, right, if what she is saying is that I never told people to eat 20, that's...
I only eat one banana myself, Christy. The only time I might use more than one banana is if I'm baking muffins or I'm baking banana bread, depending on what the recipe calls for. But a banana as a standalone, I don't eat. If I eat one in one day, that's pretty much good for me.
Far too little. You need to eat way more bananas than that. You should be having 30. Then technically she's right. And so I guess I can't fault her on that. But I think most people, when they read that comment and they see someone saying, I never said to eat 20 bananas a day, they're going to be thinking, yeah, why would anyone say that? Because 20 bananas a day is crazy, right? When in reality, she was telling people to eat 25 to 30. I'm sure some of you remember, if you've been on the internet for a while and you're old like me and you were on the YouTubes back in the day, she had a...
You calling yourself old, dude? God, I must be ancient. I'm old enough to be your mother. I must be freaking ancient.
A whole website that might still exist, I don't know, that was 30 bananas a day. And she talked about it in tons and tons and tons and tons of her videos, right? And so to claim that you never said 20 technically is true because you said 25 to 30. But I think that's a little bit misrepresenting what most people are going to think you mean by that. But the other thing that's more important, and the reason that I even wanted to bring this up, because that is funny because it's so blatantly, like, obviously you said that. And so either own it, or if you are trying to backpedal from that, maybe delete these videos if that's really what you want to do, which maybe is a good idea. But it's the fact that when we are talking about people that are online that have influence, it is so important to me that you understand and respect the influence you have over other people.
Which I don't think Freelee does. Freelee, for her, for the most part, this is about ego. This is about money. Yes, money. Let's remember her algorithm bottomed out, with her older videos doing her own what I eat in a day, or showing her life in the jungle, living as a minimalist in the jungles of Central America or Thailand. Okay, her algorithm bottomed out. And this is why she turned to this nastiness of nitpicking at other people's what I eat in a day. Like, I don't mind it so much when a nutritionist does it, someone like Goji Man or even Abby Sharp does it because their nutritionist is what they do. But Freelee's not even a certified nutritionist.
And so when we're talking about the lane that I'm in more is weight loss, I get very fired up when I see people that have been in the same position as.
She's still with Robin, the other boy toy. Okay, thank you, Lex. Thank you for setting us straight. Thank you, Lex.
Me, right? They have been overweight. They gained a following from that weight loss. Start promoting unrealistic, unhealthy diets.
Yeah,
why?
Exactly. There, I'm right with you. I'm right with you on that one, dude.
Does it fire me up so much? Okay. There's a couple reasons. The first one is that usually when people are massively overweight and they want to lose weight, one, they're ignorant to nutrition. That's not a slight at them. That's not me making fun of them. That is just a fact, right?
Well, there's also other factors too, like socioeconomics. These days it's gotten to a point, it's all well and good. We live in a totally different world than our grandparents did. Now we live in a world where both parents have to work, and there are a lot of single parents, more single parents than there were before. And the price of food, like, it's all well and good to promote healthy eating, but I think many of you can attest when you go to the supermarket, because I know in the United States, food prices are crazy, getting crazy there too. You got to think, envision the single parent maybe working 2 minimum wage jobs. They've got to try to get more bang for their buck, right? And some of them may have to go to the food bank, and food banks are not going to, they serve you maybe non-perishables. They're not going to serve you fresh produce for the most part. They're not. So realistically, the problem is, how do we make it cost effective for the family that is struggling to feed their kids healthy? Because education is all well and good, but if they're not making the money to pay for that kind of thing, there's a problem. It's gotten to the point where I heard, people have told me this, that it is cheaper, not only easier and more convenient for them, but it is actually cheaper to take the family to McDonald's than it is to buy all of the fresh foods they need to cook whole foods at home, which they don't have time for. So I think what has there. No, I don't have an answer on how we do this, but we have to make it in a way that it is doable for, say, the low-income single parent. But yeah, Obese talked about his weight loss journey and debunked a lot of weight loss claims in the past. He has, but he doesn't always have it right either, Kitty, as I pointed out. He doesn't always have it right. Unrealistic. You mean 30 3 dates and a liter of water blended up and consumed before 7 a.m. It's not realistic. No. Yes, it is. Well, that's just it. If you're going to spend, let's say your budget for groceries for the week is $100. I know we, especially if you're supporting kids, is much more than that, but I'm just throwing that figure, $100 out there. You're going to spend it all on about, 30 times 7, 210 bananas? Or are you going to spend it on different foods? You know what I mean? You're going to try and get more bang for your buck. Actually, the food bank it does, Kitty. Oh, that's a rarity.
When I first started losing weight, I didn't know anything about nutrition. I was ignorant to what I didn't know. That's very normal, but I was ignorant. Two, I was desperate. Okay. I was very desperate to want to make a change. I was desperate and I would have done anything, I thought, to make the weight come off. I was so desperate.
That's another thing that I find erroneous. And this is why the diet industry preys on the desperation of people. Preys on desperation, basically. This is why most of these diets, they don't succeed. And like I said, depending on which study you're reading, on the low end, it's some studies indicate as high as 80%. And that's on the low end. 80% gain the weight back and then some. On the high end, it's 95%. But I think that's the mistake. You're desperate and you got to do this. That's where it doesn't work. This is where you run into trouble. This is where you get stressed out about it.
Desperate for change. I wanted to believe in change. And the third thing,
fast food isn't cheap nowadays. We drove down to Miami recently. Oh, really? Was it really, Lex? Okay, I was hearing here in Montreal that it was cheaper to go to McDonald's, take the kids to McDonald's than it was to actually buy ingredients to cook a proper meal at home. Yeah.
Was that I was like,
but I'll take your word for it, Lex. I don't eat fast food, so there's that. Yes, there's another thing. This fat chick does not eat fast food. The worst fast food I will eat is Beyond Burgers. Okay, that's the worst I do. And I cook and I fry those and I grill those up or fry those up here at home.
Gullible and vulnerable, and I was trusting in people that I felt had been in my position, right? So when I saw people that had lost a lot of weight, I would have been very vulnerable to them because I would have wanted to trust them, because I would have thought to myself, they know what it's like. They've been down that road. So my guard comes all the way down, right? So when I think about it,
that's a mistake. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different physiology. Your first mistake.
I'm embarrassed, but this is what it is. When I think about Jared from Subway from back in the day when it was really popular, I thought that was so.
He turned out to be a pedo. I don't think that's a good example to use because he turned out to be a PDF. Jared from the Subway commercials.
Oh, awesome. And I wanted to do that. Like, I wanted to be Jared. I wanted to if I could have afforded Subway every day.
Oh, you don't. No, you don't.
Hey, I wanted to do that, right? Now we know more about Jared and he's a piece of human garbage, right? That's besides the point. But that
food deserts, it is cheaper to get fast food than to pay corner store prices. And there's that too. And why would a poor person live in a remote area? It's really simple. Rent is cheaper. If they were to move to the big city, they're going to blow a lot of money on rent. More than half or even 2/3 of their income on rent.
Culmination of things is powerful, and it's why you see, in my opinion, so many people fall victim to other people that know that all of that stuff I just brought up. They know all of those things. They know that person is vulnerable. They know they're going to trust them. They know they don't have any information about nutrition. They know that if they tell them to do X, Y, and Z and pay for X, Y, and Z, they will listen to.
And here's the thing. Freelee calling herself a nutritionist, okay, or out there impersonating a nutritionist is quite dangerous, especially when you have a desperate woman trying to lose weight, or you have an impressionable young girl with very low self-esteem. They're going to believe that she's a fucking nutritionist. I'm sorry, that's about as dangerous as Mama Beth Meatballs. Okay, Mama Beth Meatballs. Anybody remember her? Yeah, that vile piece of shit. Okay. That is as dangerous and as egregious as Mama Beth Meatballs pretending she was a psychologist. Yeah, I kid you not. There was, if anybody knows Mama Beth, she impersonated a psychologist. Turned out one of her vulnerable viewers landed himself in the psych ward because of her advice. He landed himself in the psych ward for an indeterminate period of time. So let's say it's dangerous for Freelee to pose as a nutritionist. She is not a nutritionist. She did not go to school to study to be a nutritionist. She did not get the certifications or the credentials to be a nutritionist, whatever, however it's regulated and wherever the hell she's living these days. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mama Beth. Her name, the full name was Mama Beth's World. Hashtag meatballs. It was a long name, but we call her Mama Beth for short. Yeah. And she pretended to be a psychologist. Here's a hint. Mama Beth and Jan's Pukes were good buddies. At least they were. I don't know if they still are. But yeah, Mama Beth and Jan's Pukes were great buddies.
And so because of all of this culminates in these people, in my opinion, that take advantage of their influence and they give bad advice. And a lot of times, not always, a lot of times it is connected to them making money. There is nothing wrong. I'm going to make this clear. There is nothing wrong with making money and being an influencer. I think there are absolutely, without a doubt, ways that you can do it in a...
I don't have a problem either. If I had any talent, I'd like to be an influencer. Hey, I tried to go on Instagram as the anti-influencer. I thought that might have been fun. The anti-influencer. And I thought that might be something. Didn't work. You know, I don't have a problem with influencers making their living. I'm more power to them. Like I said, I wish I could do that, but most of us can't. And those who do, I think what pisses me off is people like Freelee who made their money off of promoting this fucking 30 banana a day diet. And I think that's dangerous. That's where it gets dangerous. Exactly. Was she old DC? I feel like Randy has talked about her. Yeah, she was old. I don't think she was in the drama community. She's been friends with Jan's Pukes. Yeah, I don't think she was in the drama community. But the OTDC may well have covered her. They may well have.
An ethical way that is not taking advantage of other people. But sadly, a lot of times you will see really unethical and unethical ways of people making money and taking advantage of others. And so I think
I have a huge problem with that myself. Anybody remember years ago, and this is when I first came on the scene, when I was a small mental health YouTuber. I think the first reaction I ever did back then was Nicole Arbor when she was calling, when she said depression. Basically, she didn't believe in depression, in clinical depression. But the other one I reacted to back to was with a Rewired Soul, Chris Boutte. He faked being a professional too. He faked being an expert on mental health and addiction. And then he turned into a drama channel, but he lied about it and he was very dishonest about it. And he gained all the subscribers and he got canceled when the jig was up. You know, and he was one who was giving out dangerous advice to impressionable, desperate people. I remember one time the Rewired Soul, when he went on, he came out railing against the use of maintenance drugs, you know, for people detoxing from opioids and opiates and stuff like that. He came out railing against drugs, maintenance drugs like Suboxone. Okay. And I swear, when I looked at the comments section, my jaw dropped. My heart sank. Young people who were desperate, who were in the earliest detox phase, like they were in it, you know, the earliest of detox phases. They were prescribed Suboxone by their doctors. And they were writing in the comment section, oh, I better get off the Suboxone. Oh, no, this is bad for me. And I'm like, oh, shit. My heart sank. And I wrote replies under the comments. I said, no, don't get off it. He's giving bad advice. Of course, he blocked me afterwards, but that's okay. I said, no. Talk to your healthcare provider. Calm down. Talk to your healthcare provider. Discuss your concerns about the Suboxone. But don't take yourself off it, whatever you do. Yeah.
Very, very important. So my advice to you, if you're someone that's out there that is, in the position of being ignorant and wanting to lose weight and wanting to trust other people, always take a step back before you start giving any money or taking crazy advice and think to yourself, like, does this sound too good to be true? And trust your instincts, right? I know everyone.
This is true. Well, this is true. I remember my dad always used to say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Everyone's instincts are going to be a little bit different, but Trust your instincts. If something sounds too good to be,
I don't get it either, Lex. I don't get it either. Like the actual professionals, like I've seen, like the nutritionists that come on, or others, or even the fitness channels, those who work as personal trainers and such. I think the responsible thing to do is this is not a substitution for medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare practitioner, your healthcare provider. Always consult. And I think that disclaimer should be at the opening of all these videos. Absolutely.
Be true. It might be, and you should probably do a little bit of more research, and more research that has nothing to do with the person that is trying to sell you the thing, right? So try and find another source that corroborates what this person is saying. And if you really want to go on the, even more, look for people that disagree with what that person's saying and try and decipher what makes more sense to me. You might still land back on, no, you know what? I trust this person and I think what they're saying is legit and I'm going to trust them. And that's fine. But at least you've done at least what you can, right, in the moment to make sure you're not getting taken advantage of. And who knows, maybe you'll start doing more research and realize, hey, you know what? I don't think I trust what this person's saying. I think I'm going to go another way, right?
That's what I would advise too. This is what I do for myself. Yes, I do look at YouTube or look at Instagram or, anywhere for, different ideas. Okay, different ideas. But then I will research it later to see if there is any corroboration, like there's a corroborating actual study, for instance. I will look for that. I might try to see trial and error, see what works, what doesn't. I think I have found what works for me. Like I said, everybody's different.
Stuff is important to me, and it's very frustrating when I see people being taken advantage of. That it's just unnecessary and it doesn't need to happen. And so I just wanted to bring this up. I thought the the obvious ridiculousness of saying I never told people to eat 20 bananas a day when she told people to eat 30 bananas a day is very funny. But there's a broader thing when it comes to influencers and health influencers, weight loss influencers, and the power you have with your influence. And I think it's important to make sure you're always try your best to not abuse that power, I guess is the best way for me to say it. But
I think that sounds right to me. Don't abuse that power. Don't abuse that trust. And to the audience, be skeptical. Be skeptical. Be cautious. Be vigilant.
Genuinely curious. What do y'all think? Down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
There you go. See you next time. Peace out. Okay. That is that. That is that. Okay. So anyways, that's the end of that. Like I said, I may experiment. I realize, like I said, the views here, they're not as good as when I review Beggs and Clara, but what can you do? I do want to branch out a bit. I'm gonna continue trying to branch out. So once in a while, I'll review somebody different. Like I said, I believe Freelee the Banana Girl is a lol cow. She just happens to be a scrawny lol cow. Earlier in chat, Sama had put a link. The Kiwi Farms has a Freelee thread. Yes, Kiwi Farms has a Freelee thread. Yeah, there you go. I would talk about my doctor because I have a professional opinion first, and that's wise too. Exactly. Here we go. Thank you, Sama, for putting in. Yep, that's the fundraiser for my hernia repair. If anybody's interested, there's also my PayPal if you wish to support the channel and avoid the toll troll. Rest assured, we keep your information confidential, and you get a nice little thank you note, a nice brief thank you note. Thank you, Sama, for putting the links. This is the Mr. Me and Me show. That is my roommate's channel. It's fun, short content. You get to watch my feeder, I guess. You get to watch my feeder in action because, hey, in Freelee's world, I live with a slim dude, so he must be my feeder, right? So you'll get to watch my feeder in action. There you go. And that is also my radio show. The link, indierockradio.ca. That's my radio show. I am on playing the very best in classic and progressive rock every Thursday and Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These are my socials. If you want to follow me, stalk me in that. Oh, and thank you again, Sama. Thank you, Sama, for putting up. Yes, Freelee. See, Freelee has a thread on Kiwi Farms. There you go. And I'm going to bet, I haven't seen the thread yet, but man, do I look forward to seeing it. I'm going to read it. I am looking forward to seeing it. I am going to bet that it's not very kind. Knowing the farmers we do, it's not very kind. They probably think of her as, hey, they probably agree with me and think she's a lol cow too. A very scrawny lol cow, but a lol cow nonetheless. Hey, Kimmy. Yeah. Hey, Kimmy. Good to see that you stayed by. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to try every so often. I see something else that catches my eye outside of Gorl World. I will review it. I'm hoping one day I can get better views on those videos, but hey, girl's got to start somewhere, right? Maybe get a different audience. Yeah. Maybe get a different audience even. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. I don't know when I'm going live again this week. It depends on how I'm feeling. Depends on the tea being passed around. It depends how I'm feeling physically. Okay, because as many know, I have issues with sitting in chairs now for long periods of time. Hence, the streams will always have an intermission at some point when I feel too much pain. I will play an old segment of an old parody of mine to keep you all entertained. I got you covered. So anyways, without further ado, please take care of yourself and each other. And always remember, be skeptical, be vigilant when it comes to your favorite influencers online. Always. And remember, their advice is not a substitute for advice from your own healthcare provider, because after all, who knows your medical situation better? Who knows your genetic situation better? Your own healthcare provider or some stranger with a massive ego and low self-esteem on the internet? Have a good day. Have a good evening, good afternoon and evening, everybody. Bye.